Today on the show, we'll run you through the full-timers for the USAC Sprint Car and Midget series. We'll do a deep dive on sponsorships and dirt racing. Let's go. It's Tuesday, January 21st. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Get ready, race fans. The motorsports event of the season is here. Racing Xtravaganza happening Friday, January 31st and Saturday, February 1st at the York Expo Center in York, Pennsylvania. This is more than just an event. It's where the racing world comes together to meet, compete, and evolve. Whether you're a driver, a fan, or just love the thrill of motorsports, there's something here for everyone. From hundreds of race cars competing for the $1,000 Renewal by Anderson People's Choice Award to the $12,000 BAPS Auto Paints Cornhole Challenge presented by Explore York. Stakes are high and the excitement is real. And don't miss the Frontrunner Construction 2025 Miss Racing Extravaganza pageant, a fan favorite highlight of the show. Plus, check out the My Race Pass seminar room for expert sessions, meet your favorite stars on the Sports Insurance Specialist main stage, and let the kids enjoy free RC racing. Bring the whole family. Kids 10 and under are free. Parking is free, and military veterans, seniors, and students get discounts at the door. Don't wait. Save even more money by grabbing your discount tickets now at tickethaus.com. Lock in your spot for Central PA's can't miss racing tradition and be part of the action before the outdoor season kicks off. Racing Xtravaganza January 31st and February 1st at the York Expo Center. You can find the Racing Xtravaganza website and direct Ticket Haus links below in the video description. First up today, a little bit of news to cover. I wanted to go back through the USAC rosters for the Sprint Cars and Midgets because we've had some additions here recently. On the Sprint Car side, we already knew that Briggs Danner, CJ Leary, Logan Seavey, Hayden Reinbold, Mitchell Moles, Jake Swanson, and Kevin Thomas Jr. were in full-time. We can also now add to that Joey Amantia, Kyle Cummins, and Justin Grant to the list. Amantia is back for year 2 with his family-owned car. He picked up 6 top 10s in 38 appearances a year ago. Kyle Cummins sticking with Petty Performance Racing in 2025. He won twice in that car in 44 races last year, along with 14 top 5s and 30 top 10s. And Justin Grant is in for year 8 with Top Motorsports. He won at 9 USAC Sprint Car shows a year ago. That brings USAC to 10 Sprint Car teams, and I'm going to assume Robert Ballou back as well. That should bring them up to 11. The Sprint Car season starts February 10th at Volusia. And he's not running full-time, but Brady Bacon will race in Florida as well. He's going to drive the Dyson car. Remember, Bacon focusing on winged action in 2025. USAC Midget roster sits at 7 drivers right now, if I counted correctly. I've got Kevin Thomas Jr. with 4 Kings, Hayden Reinbold, Justin Grant moving over to CB Industries alongside Drake Edwards, and Keith Coons bringing 3 with Gavin Miller, Kenan McIntosh, and Jacob Denny. A lot could still happen on the midget side as their season doesn't start until the end of April at Kokomo, so still a very long time for teams to decide if they want to go the midget side with USAC. One of the stories over the last month or so that surprised me with how much interest it's garnered is this Jeff Hoker, Bobby Pierce situation. If you don't know, there was a bunch of social media drama back around the Gateway Dirt Nationals with Jeff Hoker deciding not to sponsor Bobby Pierce's car into the future. Hoker and his Hoker trucking company shifted over to Ryan Gustin's car, and Pierce has since replaced Hoker in that spot on his car with a Churchill Transport. And Churchill actually showing up on Pierce's car before that, but just kind of slid up into that Hoker spot. I've been sent a lot of messages about asking about this situation. I commented about it on the show several weeks ago. In the midst of all of this, though, there have been other questions about just how sponsorships actually work in dirt racing, and it's something I want to dive into a bit today. Having spent my career across both the dirt side of racing and the paved side, I've seen all types of deals. I also have my own sponsorships and partners for DIRTRACKR, and my business degree was focused on marketing. Before I decided to go nuts and become a tire changer in NASCAR, I was initially setting myself up to work on the business side of sports. So while I'm not going to claim to be some sort of expert on sponsorships, I certainly have some experience on this topic. When I get these questions from folks asking how it all works, the only real and truthful answer is, it depends. Sponsor and partner deals are as varied as the stickers on any given race car. And yes, the easiest way to get involved is to just write a check or bring a briefcase full of cash and have your logo placed on the car. That is a very common way for sponsorships to work. And along the way, some of these deals have contracts on paper and some of them are just handshakes. But these deals, when you put a logo on the car, this can happen for a lot of different reasons. And the easy thing to point out here is obviously advertising. You can put your business on the side of a race car and you hope it leads to more customers for your business. The old adage is win on Sunday, sell on Monday. That is currently what someone like Lauren at NOS is hoping for. You see these NOS logos everywhere, and the next time you roll through the convenience store needing a pick-me-up, you grab a NOS instead of a Red Bull. At least that's what they're hoping. Same with Casey's on Brian Brown's Sprint Car, Napa on Brandon Overton's late model, Brad Sweet's Sprint Car. The interesting one to look at is Greg Wilson with Hercules Tires. Yes, Hercules, it's on his car and that's great, but that company also uses Greg's car to get attention for their tire stores. In between races over the last several years, you could often find the W20 parked in front of a local tire shop. It's certainly attention-grabbing to drive through town and see a sprint car parked in front of one of those shops. That's a way for Hercules to support their network of dealers. Obviously, Hercules doesn't own the dealers, but those dealers sell Hercules tires, and this is a way to help out their marketing efforts. If you're a NASCAR fan, you might remember the Conway Freight deal that Roush had for a time in the Truck Series and Xfinity Series. Colin Brown was one of the drivers of that deal. It was some nice brand recognition for sure for Conway Freight, but they also used it as a way to reward employees and bring their business customers out for experiences. Raise employee morale, strengthen those relationships. Most of us were never going to directly need Conway services, but that was a way for them to be involved and to use it elsewhere in their business. You know what's another interesting one for race car logo placement that doesn't get talked about, quite enough, or at least a lot publicly, is ego. Some people just like seeing their name on things. It doesn't matter that it might not be generating revenue for their business. And that is way more common than you might think for a lot of these deals. Sponsorships as well can be written off on taxes, which doesn't necessarily provide a one-to-one benefit, but there are savings to be had if someone wants to spend some marketing dollars and they like racing. Another thing that I know is big in other motorsport spaces like NASCAR and Formula One is using sponsorships to gain access to other businesses to create those business-to-business or B2B relationships. For example, I remember a while back one of the boss people at Joe Gibbs Racing talking about Toyota road cars being built with rivets made by Stanley Black & Decker. And that opportunity came together through the NASCAR deals that both of those companies obviously have with JGR. These sponsorships can be a way to get access to other company bigwigs to make deals like that happen. And then along the same line, sponsors are often businesses connected with the team owners' businesses. Maybe they do deals together and the sponsorship is an added benefit. An example of this is Pennzoil and Team Penske at a high level. Pennzoil sponsors Joey Logano's Cup Car and Scotty McLaughlin's IndyCar, but Penske also uses Pennzoil lubricants in their car dealerships and their truck and transportation divisions. Or to take this even further, how about the sponsors are the team owners' businesses? Think about this. The owner's widget company sponsors the race team. Widget company gets advertising and a tax write-off. The race team gets funding. It's a nice little way to handle some money and some paperwork. But beyond writing a check for a sponsorship, there are lots of other ways that companies and individuals can help out. Maybe a guy doesn't have cash, but he's got 3 engines sitting in his shop. He lets your team use the engines in exchange for logo placement. Or cars or other equipment. Or what about a truck and trailer? Houseby Mac and the Pete Store come to mind as some of those truck sponsors. They provide free or significantly discounted trucks to teams, and they do that instead of cash. Sponsors can also cover tire bills, fuel costs, they can pay for hotels and meals, or provide places to stay or keep race cars and equipment. Think about when, a whole bunch of the sprint car teams go out to the West Coast, they need places to keep their stuff for weeks on end. That's another way to sponsor a team. And then another common one are the product deals. Wix, Willwood, Autometer, Simpson, NGK, Smith TI, Winners, Fast Shafts, Kaiser, and on and on and on. These companies, they're not giving race teams cash, but they are providing free product or discounts on product. You put a small sticker on your car and you get a 40% off, deal on some racing oil for the season. That's a big one at the PRI show, teams wandering around and setting up their product deals for the upcoming season. We'll wrap this discussion up here because I think 1,000+ words on this topic is probably plenty, but this rundown should give you a good idea about just how varied some of these deals really are. So when someone asks you how it all works, now you can say, it depends. That's the show for today. If you don't already, head over to DIRTRACKR.com/theslider and sign up for our free email newsletter. I've been slacking kind of hard on it lately, but I do have some fresh content to send out there. It's free to sign up and to get those. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday out there. We'll see you back here tomorrow.